Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Mines and Money London and Commodity TV here in the virtual event location. And we want to talk now with White Gold, and David Donaforia, the CEO, is here with us. Good morning to Canada. How are you?
Hi, we're doing amazing. How are you?
Perfect. Thank you very much. All well here in Switzerland. Yeah, White Gold, long time no see. Of course, Corona hit us hard. That was crazy. And I mean, this is like 2 years we did not see each other. But anyhow, lots of things have happened still with White Gold. You guys are doing very well. And I want to start, of course, with the Betty target, because I think you drilled some of the best holes ever with surface mineralization, right?
No, it was a phenomenal result. Like, this is the dream we had when we put White Gold together from the very beginning, and 5 years ago. Obviously, this is Sean Ryan's vision from 15 years ago. Man on the ground has the huge coffee discovery in Kaminak that Goldcorp acquired for $520 million. This is just right down the same path, along the same structure. Happened to be staked by Sean as a different parcel. So it didn't go with Kaminak to Goldcorp. It stayed in his portfolio. That's been, one of the highest priority properties we've had in White Gold. We've taken 3 years now to really properly understand it. We've done a tremendous amount of geophysical work. Obviously, we've done sort of, Sean's magic data-driven protocol with the soil sampling and everything. And here we are to be able to have the ability in 2021 to put the first ever diamond drill in that, in a target so exciting, between the coffee, which I mentioned, in the shadow of the casino, 20 million ounce deposit. And we had an absolutely spectacular result, exceeded our wildest expectation, 50 meters of 3.5 grams, basically with mineralization starting at surface. There was even another, that was from 30 meters down hole. There's another mineralized zone on top of that. So high grade gold, basically right from surface in, this amazing part of the Yukon with Newmont there, Rio Tinto, they just invested into Western Copper, which is there. So it's, the best result, one of the best results ever in the Yukon. Sean reminds him of the discovery hole in the Golden Sattle, and you probably saw the media, one of the top results, in the entire junior gold exploration. So we are absolutely thrilled by that.
Super. So what are you going to do 2022 with the Betty property then? Drill it as hard as you can.
Yeah. So absolutely. Like, everyone's kind of, the geos are going crazy. The phones are ringing. Everyone's asking that question. So that certainly warrants a very significant program. There's actually another part of the Betty that's even, equally as exciting. That's one of 5 targets we have on the Betty. So we were able to drill 2 of them this year only. There's another 3 on the Betty. 2 of them have never seen any work. One of them saw a little bit of work with a previous operator, back in the original gold, heyday of 2012 and 13. And that hole has had incredible results itself. 40 plus meters of 2.5 grams, 3 meters of 30 grams. And it's never been able to be followed up with a diamond drill. So, we are like very, very excited to get back there next year. And, this thing warrants a serious program. Like, statistically, a hole like that, the probability of having something, economically robust around it is extremely high. So, from that, we are, thrilled to see that. And we're pretty confident by what we see. It's open. So, we're so excited to go back.
Super, perfect. And I think also you had some big success with Ryan's Surprise and Uli's Ridge.
Yeah, absolutely. That was sort of another focus for us in the last couple of years. So as you recall, we have our Golden Sattle and ARC and VG deposit. The total there is about 1.8 million ounces across all categories. The majority at 1,000,001 ounces is indicated 3-gram material, open pit. So, we have this great flagship deposit. Fortunately, that value is not being reflected in the market, right? The analysts kind of get it. They have a really high target price for us. We're very fortunate to have some great strategic partners that understand the vision. But what we've been trying to do, so our company will sort of have 2 focuses. One is, let's go after this exciting blue sky exploration, like the Betty type targets, which is amazing and exciting. But we also have this tremendous deposit, which we think has a lot of upside. So what we strategically decided, though, is instead of just delineating it, 25, 50 meter step outs, adding a few 100,000 ounces here and there, we wanted to be able to demonstrate a very significant upside potential. And the best way to do that was by identifying new ore zones within a close proximity to that deposit. So what we've done in the last 2 or 3 years is we've looked for these new deposits within sort of a 2 or 3 kilometer radius. and that's when we made the Ryan Surprise discovery. So that was 3 years ago. That over the course of the last 3 years, we've continued to hit multiple intersections with very high grade gold, or very broad intersections with like also good grade gold. And this year we put a decent sized diamond drill program on that to do some very extensive step outs. And we continue to hit gold, further down strike. And we've now identified a mineralized footprint of 400 meters wide by 400 meters long by 400 meters at depth, which remains open in all directions. So this, if you look at our website, there's some 3D modeling. It's all starting to tie together, and and it's coming together quite nicely as a pretty robust ore body.
Okay, super.
By that.
Yeah, so for 2022, can we expect probably a new resource estimate? First question.
So there's a couple of things. I think potentially, so it's certainly the Betty or the Ryan Surprise needs, we should see some more work, maybe infill that. I don't think it'll take much more work to get a new, to get a resource on that. And what else is interesting in that area? So that's along this trend, 6 kilometers by 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers west of the Golden Saddle. There's another couple of targets on there which we've started to work. And just south of the Ryan Surprise, like literally contiguous, is a target called the Yuli's Ridge. We did some probe and trench work last year. We came across like a phenomenal trench there, which looked almost as good, or actually a little bit better than the one we had at the Golden Saddle. We made that discovery. So we drilled it the first time with the RAB drill. We had some great results as well, similar to the Ryan Surprise. So we brought the diamond drill back there. Those results, will be announced in the next sort of couple of months. But, we think that could either be another ore zone, again, very close to the Golden Saddle, or because it's so close to the Ryan Surprise, they may actually connect. And if that's the case, this thing's another behemoth all on its own. So, 2022, what do we do? That area definitely warrants more work. That's some low-hanging fruit where we could demonstrate, the ability to significantly increase our resources. Obviously, the best place to find gold is, close to existing deposits. And, we have all these other, great targets. The Betty's going to see a lot of work, obviously, right after a couple of drill holes like we did there and these other targets. And, we have the balance of our portfolio that we've been working on. Some other, very exciting targets that, have never been drilled, right? And this is in an area that's seen 20 million ounces of placer production sitting on the surface. And it's just now in like 2021 or 2022, if you can believe it, that it's being drilled for the first time ever. So unbelievable, exciting opportunity.
Absolutely, I see it the same way. And so the question to me is, you have Agnico Eagle and Kinross as your large major shareholders, I would call it, your anchor shareholders. And what is the game plan for them? I mean, you sit on outstanding ground, definitely, yeah. So what would be the next step? I mean, is there then to define, let's say, an open pit project to move that into production, for example? They want to buy the whole thing. I don't know. What is your vision?
That's a good question. So, our model as a company is to be a project generator, right? So now we're at the point in time where we have these robust deposits where it's ready to be moved on. Our skill set, we're discovery experts. We're not definition drillers. We're not developers. So Kinross and Agnico are strategic partners, right? Obviously, they have ideas on what they'd like to see done, right? These are great Canadian companies, and, this is a great Canadian asset. So there's conversations in that regard. There's a lot of conversations going on, right? Like, this type of a deposit in a great mining district like Yukon, Canada, is obviously on a lot of people's radars. So there's a lot of interest in this deposit. As we know, all these companies are going to need to continue to replenish their gold reserves. And so we're very fortunate in that regard. I think we're going to have a lot of choices, and we're in that conversation and evaluation process right now of what we can do with that particular deposit. I'm very encouraged sort of by, what I'm seeing sort of, in terms of opportunities there. And I think we'll know more kind of, let's say, over the course of the next year in that regard. And then, if our dream comes true, we're going to be in that district, discovering more and more deposits to kind of continue to vent out to whoever's in there, developing the district, right? Newmont's there, obviously. They're really enthused by the coffee deposit. My understanding is they believe, it's already huge. They think it can get a lot bigger. Rio Tinto's moved in. Obviously, Agnico and Kinross are our partners. So, from a market perspective, you see the most sophisticated mining companies in the world are now vectoring in on this, area of Canada. So that should tell you something, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a super safe jurisdiction and well known for the quality of the assets, of course. What is cash in the bank? Are you financed, let's say, for the next drill programs, and how many meters do you want to do?
So we're, so listen, we're now in the phase of data interpretation. We get all our results back. Once that's done, once that's announced, then we're going to start with our planning process for next year. Obviously, this is a lot of exciting things to work on. And so, we're going to get into, budgeting and finance and all that kind of planning. Sort of, that's like a January, February type thing usually.
Okay, super. Hey, David, thank you very much. Great update. Keep fingers crossed. I mean, you definitely sit on elephant territory and world-class projects. And I really hope and see that Agnico and Kinross are doing the right stuff, and we see some mines on your ground in the future.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Obviously, we're thrilled with what's going on. Lots of, more news to come. So stay tuned.
Super. That's how we do it. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas. Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mines and Money London Commodity TV, the virtual edition. And you heard it. White Gold and David Donoforio, the CEO, just named it. I mean, a fantastic round. They have over 420,000 hectares, and they are just putting together the budgets for next year. Agnico Eagle, Kinross are major shareholders in the company. And if we look at the results at Uli's Ridge, at Ryan's Surprise, and the Betty projects, for example, no wonder they are fantastic drill results, and it looks like those are going to be mines in the future, probably with those two big shareholders. So check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.
Thank you.